Supervised and unsupervised machine learning techniques are two ways where you can train the machine learning models and make them more effective. Talking about supervised learning, this is a way, if you go by the word itself, here you supervise the machine learning models to learn in a specific way. You provide them input data so that they can understand where there is an output as well. So if you are already aware of these terms like label, features, labeled example and unlabeled example, it would be easier for you to relate on supervised learning and unsupervised learning. But in case you do not, I would suggest you to go through the training which is given at the top, which talks about the machine learning terminologies. Now coming back to supervised learning, if we talk about the labeled data, here in supervised learning we provide both X and Y, that is both the label and feature. So a very good example is email spam classification, where a machine learning model should be able to tell you if a mail is spam or if it is not a spam. For each, so of course for training it, we will be having a data set of emails, a lot of emails, let's say 1000 or 100,000 emails, where you will have uh, the input or the feature will be the email content, sender information on who has sent that email, and some more attributes about that mail. Whereas the label would be a very simple between if the mail is spam or not spam. So when your machine learning model will go through these 100,000 emails and it will see that which email is called a spam and which is not spam, based on attribute, it will be able to learn. So this classification model to learn the pattern and make prediction on new and unseen mail is what supervised learning is all about. So the intent is that once the machine learning model has learned about the data or your data set, it should be able to make the prediction on a new unseen mail that we provided. The machine learning model should be able to differentiate between a spam and non-spam based on the label example that we have already provided. So it should be able to do that. What supervised learning is mainly used for? It is mainly used for making predictions and classification. This is what it is used for. Now, if we move to the unsupervised learning, this is mainly a training a machine learning model on unlabeled example, where you do have the input, that is the feature, but you don't have the output, which is your label. So since the data does not have any predetermined target or output variable, here the main objective is to discover the underlying pattern, structure or relationship within the data without any sort of guidance. Unlike the supervised learning where we were providing both the input and output and it was easier to learn, here we do not provide the output and it is mainly focused on understanding what is the pattern, what is the structure, how the relationship is working between the data. A very good example that we can take here is customer purchase history, where you would have the information about the items purchased, but no label indicating the customer segment. It will never tell you where the customer belongs from, what is the age group, or all those sort of things. But it does tell you what the item have been purchased by the customer. So here, if you use the unsupervised learning, you can apply some algorithms like clustering algorithm. A good example of that is k-means or hierarchical clustering. Here what you can do is group similar customer together based on their purchasing pattern. For example, you see there are certain customers who are just purchasing, let's say, grocery items, right? So this model will automatically identify the clusters or segment within the data without actually being told what these segments are. So this will try to identify the pattern, try to see what is related, what is not related, and those relationship and structures are being considered to actually form a framework. Now, where this supervised, or when we talk about this unsupervised learning technique, where this is mainly used in, so the main use for this is to find the hidden patterns or unstructured, or the structures in the unlabeled data that we are providing. I think if you talk about the generative AI, this is mainly based on unsupervised learning only. Whereas if you talk about the discriminative AI, it is based on the supervised learning, where you are able to discriminate whether a certain object is X or Y based on what training model you have provided to the machine learning, right? Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.